I'm drawing since 1 year. In this video I will show you how my art actually improved, how I practiced and how it felt like. One day I was on YouTube and saw this guy. I was like, wow, that looks like so much fun. And wait, what? I can get even the drawing program on my iPad? Let's go! Yeah, I did like a circle, tried to draw a face, and long story short, I didn't open Procreate for months. But I went back on it. I was so motivated and also so delusional. I really thought, alright, this week I'm going to draw the body parts and next week the full faces. And yeah, the body parts went low-key okay. You can see at the eyes I didn't even smudge the transitions or the sharp edges because I didn't even know that there is an option for that there is a smudging tool. I didn't even knew that. I mean, 3 eyelashes, you know, 3 is a lucky number or something. But, bro, what is the skin? Why is it so orange? Especially the iris. To be honest, the nose looks pretty alright, especially because, as I said, I didn't smudge anything and everything looks so smooth, so it's very weird to give your own self some compliments, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm really wondering why I couldn't draw that on a whole face. Like, what is wrong with my brain? Look at those smaxy, I mean juicy lips. Like, the highlights are very nice, like no self glazing, you know, but the highlights on this down lip, on this, I don't know how it's called, you know what I'm talking about, looks pretty alright. Like, so now that we know how to draw the body parts, we should be able to put that on a face, right? Right? No. Look at this. This is just horrible. Like, bro, like, it's just horrible, bro. Look at the nose before and now this face, bro. Look at the eye before, now look at this. Look at the smexy lip before and now look at this. And of course the shape of the head is just... Who let me cook, you know? Who let him cook? To do this. Guys out there, never draw one eye if you practice eyes because it's just useless. Except you're drawing like Cyclops. And let's get to the next banger drawing. Actually, what was in my brain when I drew this? Like, of course it's not colored and stuff. Thank God it's not colored. What is this nose? It's like a pig nose. Never draw noses like this. Never. Because it doesn't make any sense. Except you have a perspective like this or something. Alright, so the eye is completely off. Like, the face is so big. It's like a football. Let's move to the next one really fast. Alright, I thought it couldn't get worse, you know. I thought this was the highlight, the peak of worseness. Left is the reference and bro, the sketch is just looking in the opposite direction like the reference. Bro, what was going on there at the time? Bro, what was I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. Let's get to the next one. Alright, here I made some mouth studies, but I know back in it, I really struggled with the black tones, especially the lip area. And by the way, you can definitely see I skipped the fundamental. I am be honest, I think I just did some square studies, cube study. Sorry. You see that some cubes aren't that perfect, you know, so that means I even struggled with simple cubes. And yeah, but I am be honest, it was my only fundamental study. I definitely have to do more. But yeah, let's go back to the drawings. So I think at that time I actually bought the Patreon of Sanders Arts. You definitely can see the Sam influence also. But bro, why always this pig nose? Why? And it's even the color of a pig. It's pink. The lips, it's literally just in the highlight. But yeah, the hair, or which hair? Which hair? There is no hair except like some lines and a brown color. Do you see this white line on the character? I know back in the day I was watching a Sanders Arts video and he was doing this white line and I was like, yeah, that's the way. And I thought like, yeah, bro, that looks so nice. Alright, here we have the next one. It's horrible. Let's move to the next one. Alright. So let's start with the hair. The hair looks good. It looks good. Like this part, this back head part looks nice. Like I'm not nice, but you know, it's okay. It's okay in the comparison with the drawings before. But what is on that front part, bro? Are these dreads or something? So I especially like that I drew the collarbone. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but I like that I tried it. The mouth again, horrible. Alright, so here we have a drawing. I think that was one of my first drawings where I was like, yeah, that's nice, that's alright. But now I'm just, bruh, that's not it. That's not it. I think my biggest struggle was back in the day, the shape of the face. Like, I know especially the cheek area was always my area where I struggled the most. Like, I hated it so much to draw. Alright, so here we have the next one, and that is actually, at first I wanted to say, it's a nice try, and it's one of my first nice drawings, but then I looked a second time on it, and it's just, what is that part here? You know, it just goes straight up to the ear, and the ear is weirdly cutted. The lips have more color and more depth, but they doesn't match, so it doesn't bring that much. The nose is horrible. Yeah, let's move to the next one. Here we have actually a drawing I started but I didn't finish it. No, wait, because I did many gesture studies, and I know that was so much fun and that was so nice. Let's start with the first one. Actually a slightly harder pose, but you can see I didn't struggle that hard. And by the way, I made even a gesture and poses tutorial, so definitely check it out. Here the next study, it's like a parkour runner, and that looks actually good. It looks good. Nice. Like first sketch where I say, nice Raphael from the past. Nice, bro. Nice. Like as I said, there are many studies. I think I don't have to show every single one of them. And I would say, let's get back to the normal drawings. It's sad that I didn't finish the drawing, but I would say that's the first drawing where it's potential. It was actually my first fan art. That was, I think, the first drawing where I was actually kind of proud, and I was like, yeah man, that looks pretty nice. What's very funny to me is, I know back in the day I was like, yo, there are so many details and stuff, and now I'm just like, bro, you could add there something, you could add there something. But I think that also means that I improved as an artist. At least I hope so. I especially like this white particles in the hair. Like, I don't know, it gives the whole hair such a nice texture. So, you know, I drew a lot of gestures back in the day because they were fun and I could draw them, you know. But I still struggled with the faces. So you can imagine what I did. I simply practiced faces. And it turned out great. Like, let's be honest. In comparison with my older drawings, this looks so much better. Or the next one, so much better. Even in an angle. But now we are coming to a quick story time because I went to Poland. And I met my cousin. And long story short, that is one of her drawings. And she's a traditional artist, but still I was like, maybe she has some tips for me, how to improve faster or how to get better. I went from a rendering like this to this drawing. And now comes the craziest part. Like, there is no portrait between them. I just had to know that technique to improve, you know? And I'm always saying to you guys, try grayscaling and stuff, because it was just for me such a major improvement. My cousin told me always one thing, and face can't have the same color at every angle. It has always be a different color. Always. Every angle, every edge has to be another color. And maybe that tip will help you too. And as I said, now I knew this technique, and oh my god guys, drawing was so much more fun. That was, for example, a Gue study, and like, it's alright. The hair is still not that great, it's too thick and stuff. And what is this hand, or where even is that hand? We are definitely getting there. Here we are with this drawing. And I'm be honest guys, that drawing was my first drawing where I said, alright, we getting there. I especially like the coat, here the folds in it. Here a vlog study, which is very, very rough. Like, look at that hair. Yeah, it's very rough, but if you zoom out, you know what it is, you know? So I think at that time I just learned to think simplified and not to overthink everything. Next drawing, here I definitely love the eyes, like how they turned out. Very, very nice. Even the nose, like I know I often struggled with the nose, but here the nose, very nice, very nice. Like I actually enjoy that nose. It's what I'm talking, man. Here we see a quick coloring study I made. I even posted on Instagram and sadly didn't render it, and as you can see there are so many sketch lines still. At all it's not that clean. Definitely love the highlight, like the, you know, bright part of the face. No, the only question right now is how much did I improve to now, to this moment? And I would say, let's find out. First of all, I start with a very rough sketch of the character. In that step, I really just wanted to put my thoughts down on the canvas. You see it looks like a pure mess, but that's okay. This stage is just for orientation for later steps. So I liquefied the face so it looks more believable. You can tell I really trusted the process. After I had the main shapes down, I traced the whole sketch and erased some random lines that confused me, or for example made the eyes completely new. Finally, I added the hair and the folds for the jacket and the t-shirt. Now we come to a part where I low-key struggled. With that I mean obviously the background. Here I want to emphasize that I drew like 6 backgrounds in my entire life. You see it was a little bit chaotic. I started at the left side, then switched to the right side and slowly build it up. It felt like a puzzle where you try to find the right piece to the right area. And again it looks very rough, but we will fix it at the line art stage. And trust me, that took me forever. So finally we are at the line art stage. And yeah, what should I say here? I really just traced the whole rough sketch with a thin brush. Now comes the stage that took me always so long, and that is the grayscale stage. Again, I start with the character, start with the face and went slowly down to the jacket. You see that my first step was to get the values right. Then I've added some more gray tones and finally smudged all edges so everything looks soft and nice. The neck and the chest was really nothing special, but the shirt and the jacket drove me crazy. Like I always struggled with clothing folds, but this time I didn't run away from my responsibilities. Here helped me the lasso tool a lot. Long story short, it was a very tough process, but I think it was worth it. Then I went to the background and that drove me literally insane. It took so long. It really challenged my patience. But I think it turned out alright, especially because it was one of my first real backgrounds, like where I really put some work in it. I really tried my best that there are no flat parts. With that I mean an area where it's just one color, or let's say one gray tone. And here we are at the coloring stage. I made a new layer, set it to color and went for it. That was really a process of trying out. Like I start with the background, wasn't happy how the color looked, so I went to the character and again to the background. It was really just a process of feeling. Like when something felt off, I really just let it go and focused on something else. Then I made a multiply layer and added some colors to the face. Finally I made a normal layer where I drew the eyes and everything. And at all I added some colors to areas where I was like, yeah, there is something missing. And here we have the drawing. I'm definitely happy with it, but I have to say I definitely have to work on my backgrounds. And of course on the rendering, etc. But I think we can manage that. So in conclusion, am I happy with my process? Definitely, because now I literally can just go for it. You know, open the reference in Procreate and just start drawing. Back in the day I always had to have a tutorial open, and now to have just the freedom of creativity and everything, it's just amazing. And an important question is of course, how did the process felt like? And the first word that pops in my mind is definitely painful. I know, I think many of you were like, yeah, he's gonna say something motivational, but no, it was very painful. Like the self-doubts were insane. I know how I compared myself to others and that just broke me inside. But I am the best example of when you stay on your grind, one day the reward is gonna come.